Like so. Hello, Cheesecake. Let's see, I think the Stream Fighter should be on, but it's not. There, boom. Hello, hello. Piggy also, you should tell about this new awesome tool you got. Yes, 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 we'll do that. Bam. Alright. Alright, I think I probably will not keep the whatever window that is, I have no idea. Bam. Alright. Gonna show you guys. There's a cool tool that we got from Cheesecake. Cheesecake has developed this awesome tool where you guys know how I do my stuff. So he has made it possible for me to, for example, let's say I want to talk something about this cool planet over here. I can just start to draw on top of it, you know, here and explain stuff while in here. It's really cool. I can even change the size brush if I wanted to, you know, and just go like this thing. Sadly, there's no no, wrong key button. Sorry, there's no undo or redo yet, but it's in development. Or maybe I don't know. It's still it's really good. It's really good. And you can erase stuff and yeah, change color. If I want blue now, do a blue smiley. Pretty cool. You can change the brightness of the color. You know, pretty cool. It's pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. But tell no undo. It's really nice. I got chocolate here. Yeah. But you're implementing panning right now. Sure. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna continue with a little bit of restructuring, I guess. Because of now, how the thing looks like is that we got the planet inside of the renderer, and ideally we would not like that, right? I don't know, I started doing shit in C++ for the first time, and it's quite ketchup fish. Yes. The only thing that actually needs to live in the renderer are these things, right? Those are the only things that the renderer should be responsible for to facilitate to the ECS when it needs to render stuff. Now for that, I think we need a asset manager, honestly. In some kind of way. It could already be such a bare bones asset manager that it lives with the renderer. That could work. But this information here is something that doesn't have to live within the renderer, because this is like quite this is still like very basic algorithm stuff, so it's like not specific for the renderer. The renderer doesn't need to know any about these things, it just needs to know of the vertices that it's supposed to draw. And the vertices that it's supposed to draw, well, I guess this thing, I do append vertices and indices here. So I guess that's pre-render specific, which is calculated from here. So I guess this is kind of like render specific. I wouldn't like to pass these things around to any other place. Maybe it could work somewhere else. I just don't like the place that this is actually here, but maybe it's not too bad yet. It's fine. It's fine. It still runs, you know. Um, don't like it though, but it's fine. Maybe we can still live with it for a while until I find that we cannot. We have both the tree and the mesh right now in the render, both of which should not be in the render as a actual thing. It should be a mesh component that's kind of responsible for their looks, but that's okay. I'm thinking. Okay, we'll change it now. So we will give it a position for the planet to be spawned on. And I think that will be kind of like the center of the thing. The center of the planet will be the position of the planet. And then from there... Wait, why is it looking so weird over here? Hold on, let me just fix that. Like so, it was pissing me off that was slightly off. It's still slightly off, but it's less slightly off. So we will move this to be kind of like taking some position. So if you have the world, right, we spawn in, we have our beautiful tree. That's our tree. Bam, bam, bam. And right now the planet is being spawned over here, and it goes further and further out from the center of the oh, there's no undo button. Oh, yeah, from the center. Ah, the key bindings are wrong. And so this is tree, this is planet. It goes further out. And what I would like to do is that you say that the center is here, and then it will generate the planet around that place. I think that would be nice instead of doing it here, because that's kind of bad. Unless if you say that this is the center, then of course it would generate the planet over there. But you will be able to specify a center of the planet, and there it will be initialized. I think that makes sense. So what we'll do is that we'll give it here, we'll take in a center parameter, center position, and it will be nset.vec3. I don't work in a 4-dimensional, thank God. And what we'll do here, we'll change slightly now, because now we got the size. Probably should provide the size also as a parameter. Nah, that's not important right now. That can still stay like that. We could. Yeah, we will do size as well. Size will also come in. So you will provide the center position, the size, and then you also provide the material. And then size, it's just a U32, like so. And then, oh, maybe F32 would be better. I don't know. Whatever. No, U32 is fine. Then we'll go through all of these things, and then planet position here, we see that we do this, which is, it is kind of like, yes, but it's not, this is taking now the radius, that's why it's moving further and further out. We want it to be in the center. So, let's see, if I just comment this out, we'll see where those things break down. So these things are just X, Y, and then you can see here what happens is that these things are actually taken, they should be taken from the position where you put it, and then the 0, 0 will, it will, so right now, this is like kind of like going, I will just draw the 2D illustration, right? We got this. If this is our planet now, marching cube. So it will go that, there, like this. This is how we'll generate it. And now, if I say that the center, let's say, the center comes in from here, right? It comes there, center position. Ideally would like to say that this is the center, right? 0, 0. But the thing is that 0, 0 is here right now. So we need to shift this whole cube so it goes over here, or not from here, but that this thing moves to over there. That's what we need to do. So then these ones that get generated will be generated here relative to the actual center. That's what we need to do. I hope it's big enough on the stream. Maybe I should scale it down a little bit more. But that's what we'll do. And that's, so here we go through each and every one of these. So now we need to take into account the actual position where we have it. So we can actually do, my bad, guys, struggling here. I love that Lucas actually uses my graphics. Which is a great tool, man. You should make it even greater. I still can't get used to the bindings. I really need that undo. I need that undo button. But it's really good. And then what we can do is this plus center position, right? Underscore position. Now we need the relative of these ones. So we're gonna take, this one is gonna be the X, Y, and Z. So what we have done now is that I have fucked up. Now we have moved these things, each coordinate, to start. So now we got this thing basically. Well, before it would have worked that only if the center position was in the center, but now we got this, that they are all starting, that it thinks that the center is here, right? So now we just need to shift it still by radius, so we can get it in the right spot. And that we can do just plus radius, I think. Fuck! Like so. And I think we also need to do plus 0.5, unless I do that already in the radius. No, I don't. Okay, you need to go. See ya, pig! But yeah, plus 0.5, because right now, otherwise it will be the absolute position of that, but that's not enough. So plus 0.5, I hope this will work without any casting. Whoa, what happened there? What happened here? Yeah, okay, good. So now we should take each block by the planet's position, radius offset, so we are actually in the center of that, wait, am I doing this right now? Yes, because this is the XY position, so we're taking plus the it should be minus the radius actually when I think about it now, should it not? Yeah, because this should be in the negative coordinates in the beginning if you put the planet in the center of the whole world. So then we don't start from the negative X, Y, and Z. And then we still need plus 0.5, because otherwise we get back into this spot. It will still look fine because of rounding errors, actually will be fine, but if you scale, eventually it will not be fine. But right now it's taking each point from here, from these places, right? So that's why we adding 0.5, so we will take it from the green spots, which would be in here instead. You see, all of these get shifted by a half in all the directions. Boom, 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 boom. That's what's going on. Fuck. I think I started the... What am I doing? Okay. And then distance here. So we get the position, point position is this. And then we can take it from the planet position. Let's see, I think this is a center position actually, it's called. And then we'll get the distance from the center to that, right? And it should be fine. I think that should be pretty much it. So now we should have it, except there's a small thing, a really small thing, which we still have to fix. Which is, you have to go here, this thing. It's gonna complain a little bit. It has to take in 4, and we're just passing in 3, which is that we need to pass in the position. So we're gonna say here that we're gonna take in NZ. Can I just create? I should be able to create them like this, yeah. I'm gonna pass in the origin of the world, and then the size 128, and Now this should be drawn directly on top of where we have the 3. Unless if I have done something wrong. Okay, I have done something wrong. Size, expected F32 found U32. Alright, yeah, okay. Size probably should be an F32. Besides that, it was a pretty good attempt, I would say. Okay, let's right, but then I cannot do it in here because found F32. What is smarter to do in this case? I think size should be a whole number, not a floating point value. So I think it's better to do the casting in here at as where's my damn LSP? F32. Ah, wait, that's not. I just do a float from int like so. Does it need any more information? It needs a known result type. Damn, you could not just Okay, add as F32 and like so. Now we should be happy, right? We're happy now. Use size found F32. Right. This still remains like this. And then these things can become like this. And then that needs a known result type. Of course it does. Add as F32. Like so. And now we should be pretty happy. Okay, let's see. No, why is it still over there? I was pretty sure that should now have put it over there. What? Okay, let's switch places on this real quick. Why is it not? I think that should move it, unless am I not using it correctly? This should consider. Oh yeah, but that just gets. I still need to do the same thing over here because right now X, Y, cube position, yeah. Actually, this one doesn't really matter that it's done like that. This one matters, because this one is just generating the points. We don't need the same calculation for that over here, but it's okay. Could I not just once calculate this and then reuse it over here, maybe? Maybe. And let's see, then, do I need to do anything else? That should just be enough for the point. Yeah. That should be it. And it crashed. Let's see. Right, because now this table won't work with that. That's okay. Wait. Then... Okay, and then we mark the cube. And then here, this position. Yes, okay, okay. And then here, let's see, position is equal to vertex. Yes. And then it takes the position from here. Okay. Okay. And that position is... It's the second parameter. Why can I not just see it? Cube position. So I need to update it after I have taken it. I mean, I could do that. Because this is actually just necessary for accessing the right position inside of this thing. I cannot change. I could, but then I would have to switch to hash maps or something like that. And that we don't want to do, actually. No. But we can do this straight after here instead. That's fine. We don't have to then. We can just update the values. I think this will be fine. Almost fine. Just change it like that. Let's see. Okay, now sorry Lucas, I'm not tired of I just can't do anything. Happens. Cannot assign to constant. And then we'll just change this to vars. And then we can take the cube, yank that, we paste it there, and then we'll actually forgot that it didn't copy the right thing for some reason. We'll take it like that, and we'll override it. And then we can do this, that, like so. And then we delete that, go forward, and we go do that. And then we save this. And now I think it should be fine. Let's see. Okay, and then we move out. Okay, there. Now it's in the center. Trust me, it's in the center. Hello, penguin operator. Maybe there's something else you want? I mean, in terms of new tools? Yeah, I mean, if you're doing white panning, that's this thing, right? Where you can do this, right? If you're already doing that, I think just if I exit it and then reopen it, I would like to still continue off where I were. I can just, if I don't want it, I could easily just either undo if you implement that, or just make a big brush to clear things out, you know? That, like, it would be nice to still have something there if I'm like quickly just sketching something. But yeah, I think this is fine then. And then we don't need to do, just need to do this over here. We shouldn't be needing to do it over there. I think that one is fine. Well, center position. Maybe we still need it. No, we don't need it, because if I say center position is at 0, 0, and then I create... No, if I don't do it there, then we will have a messed up cube. Yes. And that we don't want. You could, for fun, just see what would happen. I don't think it will break. I think it will just look fucked, and I think that would be fun. We don't need it to be const though. Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh, we don't need it to be a variable. I'm just gonna do this instead, because now it's getting weird. If I don't. And then we'll just do this, put it in here. Like that. We can change this to const. So. Look, there it is. It's not weird, it's just odd, right? Just like cut. This is odd though. This I wouldn't expect to actually get a sharp culling there. But besides that, that's fine. Guys can't probably see what I'm doing because it's so tiny. But yeah. It makes sense that it's 1/4 because of that. But we are not gonna do it. We're gonna consider it like professional, like so. And what we could do now is we can put it anywhere we want. I think we could even do 2 cubes, two planets if we wanted to. Like if you go back to the renderer, we just need to store them so we can deinitialize them, otherwise we'll have problems. But I could change this to a size of 4 and it will be super tiny. Look at that. Is it in the center though? Yeah, that is the center. The 3 is actually 2 units away from the center. And it's actually quite good. I wonder what happened. I know with 1 it crashes for some reason, and with 2 as well. I think it's just so small. It's some division that I'm doing somewhere, which is not good. Yikes. Yeah, size, if I divide size by 2, I will get 1 radius. And then that breaks stuff at points. But It's okay. I don't think we're supposed to. We shouldn't. I could, if I went back outside, and then I went into here. Whoops. Visual C there, and then I do 3. 3 should be fine. Look, okay, that's a very small planet, if you ask me. I think I will write a. Oops, I was pressing the wrong buttons. What the hell's going on? Okay, there. And as G here, I will just write a comment that I don't even know my keys. Min size is 3. I'm just gonna say if size is less than if size less than 3 size plus 3 it breaks. It breaks otherwise. Is it otherwise or otherwise? Because I will just change that here then, that if size smaller than 3 size equals 3. Cannot assign to constant, of course not. How can I make it mutable? Do I have to make it to a pointer? Yeah. I low-key don't know what to do next in terms of everything. If you could just switch the key bindings, you know, with the escape for exit and the what's it called? No, what? I mean, no, related to screen. Okay. Then I don't know either. You can change this to an array, just for the funny. I think, what do you guys think? I think it would be funny. Fuck, but then I would have to render each planet, and that's, I don't have a convenient function for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's more pain than it's worth right now. But we should make it modulo for that. Can I do this on a constant? No, I cannot. Expected found you const shit, because I need it to be I'm gonna GPT ask this thing. How can I make the size mutable? Mutate. How do you spell mutable? Is it like mutable? Yeah, like that? Like. This it means mutable behind pointer size. Yeah, but I don't want to take it up. Better init concept choose valid size passing an int clamp size, but then you would have to refer to clamped size rather than size. Well, I guess that's fine. I think that's better. Is there actually like a clamp? Max size and 3. Okay, we'll do that. Const clamped size equals at max size 3. Like so. Unused constant. Yeah, and then I will just find. Oh no. I think the easiest way is just to change this to clamped size like that. And what we'll do here is that we'll go to clamped size over there and we'll change this one to size back. And then we'll do this one also like this and so. So now we will always clamp it to 3. And if I save this one, should be fine now. Yeah. And if I do 2 over here, it should change it to 3, so we should not crash. Yeah. Good. And then I could do 5. And it will get a bit bigger. Boom. Not very spherical, if you ask me. Still kind of cubey. But at 6, let's see, 7. Oh god, I did not mean to say that. But yeah, it's a pretty good. And then we could easily just say that, you know, -2. So now it should be exactly with the 3. Boom. 3 in the center of a sphere, which we could change back to 3, and then we should see it there. Now, that's pretty cool. Gotta love physics. Yeah, we haven't even started on it. I have just like slightly. I was thinking if I should move the planet to the ECS, but I haven't even gotten to that point. I'm like, or I was thinking about it. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna make it easier to change the position of the planet. You know? And this is not actually probably how we should do it, because the planet itself should not really have a parameter position, right? You will create the position from or the position will be a component. It is not something that you pass into the init, I just realized. Great. We'll have to change that now immediately. I just added it and now it's like we don't even need it. Great. Well, whatever. We will because what we want to do is want to change systems, right? Systems here. This thing should import the wait, should it import the renderer? I think this one should call the renderer, even though it's a, yeah, this one should be responsible for the other one. Yeah, that's weird what I'm thinking, because right now I do have it in the main, the drawing, but that's not something that the main should be concerned about. It should be systems that is responsible for calling the renderer, I think would be a better approach, maybe. And then you would also that could be better, but anyways, we're not doing that right now. Instead, what we're doing here, system update, we do that, and then here query. What the fuck? Okay. So renderer, I just pass in transform here, renderer draw, and this thing goes into the actual render of the renderer, right? And just calls draw. Now the thing is that the draw we should actually change this to have a begin draw and a then draw all entities, right? And then we should have a end draw which completes the thing. I think that's how we should switch things out in here, and that would be better. Yeah, because then we would just have a begin. Let me see, or actually we could just have still one big draw. Do we have separate? No, we need separate, because you should pass in what you want to draw. Hello, Shekrow. I still don't know if I pronounce your name right, but we're gonna pretend. Because what would be nice is that we could still like begin draw separately for all of these. It just calls, okay, we will do one begin draw, then we begin the rendering. We do This also has to be done once. This has to be done once for the camera, right? And then this is something that should not be in here. This thing is then the actual draw thing, but that should be a separate draw function where you provide what do you want to draw. You provide the mesh, you provide the transform, and the mesh already contains the material and whatnot. So then you don't worry about these things. And this is also part of, that's just me doing explicitly for the planet. And then you just end drawing, and that you don't need to do in a loop either way. That's also something that should be outside. Yeah. But let's see. I really like just thinking how I should switch these things up. Because all I really want is just you begin draw, begin, right? And there you provide, because we're gonna set up the default camera structure, for example. I don't know, do you want, well, that's not a concern right now. If you want to change the camera perspective in the draw, then I could implement later on. But for now, I think this is good enough. And then we'll have the actual, fuck, wrong button again. Then there will be the actual draw, which will take in a, well, whatever the mesh. And then it will take in a transform or position. This is a transform, by the way. It has position, rotation, and scale. And I don't know, is there anything else? That's pretty much it. You say that you want to draw with this transform and then this mesh, right? That's what you say. It doesn't need anything else because you have already provided in the begin the camera from where it should draw the thing. And then you just say end. And end doesn't need to take anything in, I think. And this will be a loop, while I'm thinking. And then you do while, wow, I really need that undo button. And then you do that while for this. You do while for each entity in your ECS that has a mesh and a position. Right now, that's how simplistic we are. We don't have anything else that is, I don't know if you want anything else. Either particles might come in later on, but for now, this is all I'm concerned with. I want to draw stuff from the ECS that has a mesh and a position. I don't care about anything else. Everything else can go fuck itself. Now, there's one problem with this thing, and that is that I also have the GLTF stuff, which is kind of like the replacement for, not the while loop, for the mesh. That is actually GLTF, and it's a GLTF scene. It's not a mesh. So now the question is, what should I do with that? I cannot overload this thing. I could pass in a handle that it doesn't matter really. It's still like, doesn't matter if it's a mesh or a scene. The renderer would still figure out what to do with it over here and be like, yeah, obviously this is the actual GLTF, or no, that's just a normal mesh like the planet. Because I do load, the planet is procedural generated, right? Through code, so I just create a mesh with vertices and that's pretty much it, it's done. And then I use the GLTF's vertices for it, so it's still kind of like convenient, but GLTF then has provided like all sorts of nodes and these things. I could maybe store the planet as a GLTF structure in itself, and then I wouldn't have to worry about that problem at all. That could work. Let's see. We don't need this running anymore. And I can go, wrong button. Okay. Let's see. We can go up to the top over here. GLTF, here we have the GLTF. Where's the structures? What? I know I have a structure somewhere. I should have a structure. So am I blind? Structure. What? Okay, I know. Wait, I know I load them. I load them even in through here, and then I iterate through them there. And loaded scene is what I call them. Yeah. There I have it's my asset manager. And it's just a string hash map of unmanaged, or this is just unmanaged for the sake of memory management, but this thing. And here are all of the meshes in the scene, the nodes in the scene, the images, the materials. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna translate the planet to a GLTF. That's would be kind of funny idea. Like I could procedurally generate a planet, right? And then I could make nodes out of the like I don't know if that would be performant though, but let's hypothetically speak about it, all right? Make something like decorations, trees, plants, or something like that. Nodes of the planet, right? Actually, that's what I kind of would like to do, because if the planet is gonna be spinning, you want the trees that gets generated with it also to spin. We don't want them to be left behind. So either way, I would have to do something like that later down the line. And with this, I wouldn't have to worry about it. They would just... but there's a slight problem with that still, and that's collision detection. Maybe we don't spin the planet. Not yet. We don't even spin the planet. I don't need to worry about it. Because the thing with marching cubes, I haven't tried it yet, but they should be pretty relatively easy to do the collision, right? I hope, and that's what I'm praying. Okay, maybe, but it would still be kind of convenient to just let the planet be part of a loaded GLTF, even though it's not a loaded GLTF. Just create one of these ones and just let it be there. And then just store it as a nodes or top nodes. And then when I go through the renderer and we go here to this thing, we just take the structure. Well, this is what will be passed as a parameter, the name, planet, for example. And then we just say draw, we pass in, we do this, we do draw on it, and then it takes the top node, which will just be the planet itself, the top transform, which would be the actual location, and then there wouldn't be any other, well, here the other message would be in that case, but it wouldn't really work with collision detection. But either way, I think it would be fine. And then for each children, there wouldn't be any children. And it would just generate the planet as it was a... It's a bit of a hacky way. I don't like it. Planet is also like a very special case. I don't think anything else will. It's like the world. It's a very special thing to be added. And it's... So I could also just have a draw world. Like a very, it's very specific for it. It's like a very, it's kind of funny because the world would not be static, it would be dynamic later on. Damn. Why is it so hard? Is there like anything Could I just ask this thing? How does Unreal, for example, do it? Does Unreal or Unity? They don't use ECS even. Okay, let's ask a question. How should I handle a world render? And should it be part of the ECS? I use Sig and Vulkan. Let's see if it can give me some good ideas to begin. Yes, but only partially. Okay, world data fits well in the ECS. Rendering should not live inside the ECS. ECS for what exists. Rendering is for how it's drawn. If you mix them too much, you will fight your engine forever. What should be in the ECS? Yes, the transform mesh handle, material handle, visibility. Option but useful bounce, render layer. Not be in the ECS. Vulkan object command buffers descriptor, that makes sense. Render system. Render extract read only. ECS world query entities with transform mesh. Render queue. Let's see. Render world. So draw item struct mesh. Okay, I think it didn't understand. I meant literally the world, like the terrain. The ECS or somewhere else. I would like to see maybe an article or something. That would be cool, because this is always like, whatever. Where the terrain chunks, voxels, height maps should not live directly in your ECS, only reference and high level state belonging. Why terrain does not fit well in this is you have many similar things. Each thing has small uniform components. You frequently had removed entities. High opposite, huge data, megabytes, gigabytes, parts. Yes, yes, lifetime entity. The correct split. World terrain system outside ECS. So you have. Only know the world exists, not what it contains. Common patterns. A single world entity, very common. So entity, a world entity. Well, world, and then a reference to the world system. Need access physics, AI rendering global. Okay, maybe. We'll have to. I think if I move steal the logic out would be nice, because we're kind of getting to a point where it needs to be in order for the physics to work. I will not be able to test collision otherwise. Let's see. Let's see if I first research a little bit how the collision will work, because maybe that will help me kind of guide how I should do this. How to do collision on marching cubes. The world uses marching cubes, so return. How do you collision detection on the resulting mesh? I can't use that since terrain is not convex and such as mesh. Edit. The terrain is not cubed. Like, okay, wait. I think I have read this one. Didn't get any good answers. Let's see. Advanced computer graphics. Is this voxel collision last time? Implicit surfaces today. Voxels collision, implicit integration, level sets, marching cubes. Okay. Do they talk collision detect response over? Okay. Implicit. This is. Do they have any? They just talk about it, but they don't really. Where is this from? Microsoft PowerPoint. Great. It's just an art. Doesn't really help. I I know that's a Unity one, but you can still read Unity code and still kind of like get the abstract idea and try to replicate it. Generally, like you still, when you have done something very low level, you still kind of, no, not most of them, but sometimes you just have that implemented just called differently, and you can just apply your thing into it. And also, like it's more or less just the algorithm I need to know. Then I can do the rest. Yeah. What's an unread generation collision? Highest score marching cube question game. What is this? There's a video about it. Special League Marching Cube project.
And I couldn't explain it to him in text, and it turned out to be physics. And to do in this.
I don't know, works Omega. What? So you do. No comments? No, nothing? So eventually where he develops the project here, I just did 10 minutes of work to have collision work. Ah, so he added collision. Does he have the project somewhere?
The next thing you want to do is go to mesh generator. And some people were saying adding the colliders will be hard, but thankfully Sebastian League already did most of the work for us. So all you have to do here is just click on generate colliders, and the colliders will be generated. But after doing that, you will notice that it doesn't actually work. So what you'll have to do to make it work.
I just did a mesh collider generator. That's
What
all.
you have to do to make this work is go here, make a function like this in the chunk.cs script. And what you're going to want to do in this function is take the mesh from the mesh filter, go to the mesh and use the function recalculate bounds, and put it back into the mesh collider, okay? And where you're going to want to call this is right here in mesh generator.
Okay.
The update chunk mesh. Because what was happening is that Sebastian was already adding these mesh colliders, but he was adding them during setup. And when adding them during setup, the bounds were not being calculated properly because of rain. And now we can just, I've set it to start with 0 speed so we can see it collide, but yeah. The control script is not set up to work with gravity. It's a bit funny the way it controls in that it doesn't.
Okay, interesting. How do I add collider for my marching cubes? That if they generate some interesting, if they also just use mesh collider, does the capsule have? Yeah, it does mesh collider appear in the scene. What if I wait? Jolts physics. The Jolts physics. Could I use something like Jolt physics just to? If I have the vertices, can it do it then? Simulation of rigid bodies, various shape using continuous collision detection. Sphere, box, capsules, tape, similar tab, blah 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 blah. Mesh triangle, terrain. Simulation of construct between bodies. 60 degree of what did that stand for? Freedom. Degree of freedom. I don't remember what it stood for. Uh, there's C bindings. There's a SIG bind. It's probably old. They usually are very old, like 0.13 or so. Let's see. 5 days ago. Well. Maybe it's not that old. But which version does it use? Let's see. 0.15. Okay, I'm 0.16. They are unstable, which is a smart thing to do. Honestly, I should also probably be on the stable rather than on the master. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm like right on the master, but like haven't updated, but like I'm still on 0.16, something like that. Let's see. Let's ask GPT a little bit more. How I do. The terrain is a voxel sphere planet Oh my god. More cubes. Cubes. I do collision detection. Let's see. Because it shouldn't be a good choice pausing and reflecting it out. Voxel planet marching cube is very doable, but collision is where people usually get stuck, so let's give you what actually works in practice, not fluff. First, accept this truth. You do not want to collide directly against marching cubes triangles. Triangles mesh are expensive MC mesh. Precision is using chunk borders. You will spend your time debugging scenes. Collision must be driven by the voxel field, not the... Well, that I cannot do. Keep separate collision representation. Your voxel plant already has this implicitly. This scalar field is your collisions oracle. Option best, sign distance field collision. Since marching cubes already uses density field, lean into it. Treat your planet as a sign distance field, SDF, collision sample. I guess you could do that. Yeah. So you have density, planet radius, yeah. Add noise caves, etc. on top. But the thing is, that would work for the moment, but it won't work in the future. Player collision SDF, yeah, you would sample density player inside solid. Yes, but that's okay. Yeah, that the moment, but on adding caves. That's right, instinct caves break simple SDFs shortcut, but they do not break SDF based collision. You just need to be clear about what kind of SDF you're using. Not have to be analytic. It can be a sample from voxel data. Caves don't invalidate SDF collision, they invalidate cheap formulas. But you cannot, how is, I don't know, cave noise? Oh, you can still use, so you can still use the same information and just whatever when that happens. Marching tutorial consumes this density field. The real problem you worry about, Greg, I don't want Ray marching. Frame, you shouldn't. Practical solution, that's it. Chunk voxel density. Force, density. Collision query sample local chunk only. I mean, you could, I guess. Would still like to read a little bit more because you could also just go for each. It is taking forever. Let's say I got whatever I got, right? Now I'm drawing like very clear voxels. Well, it will be voxels like this, and then you will have some weird looking well, that's not weird, that's like very precise. Anyways, and then I guess you could perceive this as an octree, right? And then you have this chunk here with these things, and then it would be another one like that, and then one like that. That's like so. And then in reality, what would go on in here is still just a... You would still consider these individual things as completed voxels. Oh. Like so. They are not very uniform, these voxels. But that could work. And then you could just check, first of all, is the player within this chunk or this octree? And if they are, then you could go for each of these voxels inside of it. You could check what kind of collision geometry do they produce and how should you respond with that collision. I don't know. Is that because then you don't have to worry about anything else outside of it, right? But I'm not really sure. I kind of need this collision. Then I will implement the gravity to get the player to always fall towards it. But I need to get this thing right first, because I don't want it to fall before I can just test that shit works. Then we still need to fix the camera, also orientation. We need to actually start using. I think we need to start using roll, but that's smaller problems. First, we just need to be able to figure out if there is. Can it just provide me with sources? Oh, done it. I have seen people very accurate collision detection cues. Marching cubes, player terrain, collision detection. Let's see. Many tutorials online, but from what I see through my experience, I cannot find any way to dynamic terrain. I realized that this may be done with height map class, but the height map will not work for me. Is this, what the hell is this? Right now there isn't a canonical single tutorial that walks you through a perfect marching cube world exact mesh collision system. Most of what people actually share are ideas, experiments, and discussion, but I can point you to real sources and examples. Tackle this problem. Collision with marching cubes terrain. This gives you contents on collision approach and problems people's. Let's see. Isn't this the one I just had? I think it is. Prolonged noise, collision with mesh. I can't use that since their terrain is convex. Yeah, it's the one that the terrain is cube. Wait, this is the video I also. I think this was a great video. Yeah. Look at that. That's just beautiful. And yeah, you can see this guy actually goes like under like cliffs, and I think they also have like collision detection, even though they're like underneath the thing. Let's see, do they show that? Or do they just have an SDF? Well, it looks like it's very like, even though it's a very steep slope, there's collision. Let's see. So it is possible, right? Probably this guy is very good at doing what he does, but it is possible, right? Let's see. For collision detection here, and I need the points of contact so that I can put them into example of usage is throwing a box onto the terrain and it should roll and bounce approximately like it in the real world. I made an assumption here, and you are looking to do your physics simulation collision detection on the resulting mesh that you have generated rather than say your point cloud voxel data. Another assumption made that you are using voxels too. But you could go from the voxels and try to figure out the collision, I think. But let's continue. As this is the normal scenario, such collision detection on voxels would be problematic at best. What? How do I collision detection on the resulting mesh? The way to answer this, how would you do collision detection on any mesh? Throw a raycast in the direction you intend to perform your collision check, then pick the vert that hits and decide what action you want to take. I don't know what technology you're using, so it's hard to be too specific, but here's an example of how it's being used in OpenGL. Raycast casting, okay. Picking. However, based on this comment in your question, example of usage throwing a box, okay, that thing, I would say that without releasing it, what you need is a little more than collision detection. You need physics. simulation engine that can handle complex interactions between collidable objects. I went down this route when faced with same problem. Most people, because of the complexity of math pulling physics engine to their game engine, could handle that for them. In my case, I'm using Sharp DX, and I choose to sit bullet sharp on the top of that to handle physics simulations like rolling a mesh about on my terrain in the manner you describe. The bullet engine is great and comes with a ton of examples that can help you get started and has other wrappers than the one I'm using. I'm not gonna use bullet. I would give you a code sample here on the exactly how to click, how all this clicks together, but the code can be quite lengthy, and I think the guys that provide bullet are better placed to give you better description and full working demo projects shown in action. Doesn't you're walking or flying over it. Collision frequency also, it depends if you approve such words like Minecraft, which makes it easy. That was also what I think. If it's just Minecraft, which should be easy, I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood what they say. That would be problematic if such collision detection on voxels would be problematic. And maybe I'm misunderstanding. Nah, whatever. You have to make some kind of mesh collider or something triangles around the point of collision. Normally your program should have a way to making mesh colliders. Because I think, like, relatively speaking, the shit that I got right now, like, I would make it smaller, like splitting into octrees and then make mesh colliders based on that. But I think relatively the shapes are not that complex, right? Well, they are complex relative to a simple sphere or a voxel cube. But if I could just generate a actual mesh out of this within this chunk, and then figure out, I think collision and physics engine could probably do that, right? Maybe, and then just use that for a simple capsule, and then I would be set, right? Simple. For advanced coders and specific kinds of project, you can use Perlin noise function to see how close an object to that terrain boundary. The ISO value is a guide for collision. As rough guide, the cheapest way to check collision is ISO value of noise. You can find a value, say, for larger than 4, which is very far from 0 isometric value. And only objects with a diameter larger than 20, say, could reach it. So first check the ISO value of the object or of their boundaries. If they are within a few meters of boundary, have a 3D array of all cubes in space, only a few of which have a triangles pre-computed in them. Fill that array when the cubes compute, and when necessary, you can check exact cubes that can collide using that array. Very fast also. Then you can construct a dynamic collider using this array because you can access all triangles positions that you need instantly. Also, there is the bullet physics engine under setlib license. Okay, I mean, and then there was this ray casting. I'm starting to think probably the real engine examples Unreal Voxel plugin uses collision typed voxel terrain. It integrates with Unreal Collision System to see character physics react to terrain. If it checks if player is inside the solid voxel and finds nearest empty position. Also supports terrain modification requiring collision update. This is not SIG Vulkan code, but no. Academic research links. There aren't game engine tutorials, but there are sources you can study for deeper collision surface representation ideas. Marching primitives from SDFs. This research shows how to abstract shape, including primitives directly from SDF, which is applicable if you generate a real distance field that's better than basic voxel density grid. What real engines actually do? There are 3 broad collision strategies used in production voxel marching cubes engines. You can pick one as a reference model. Mesh collision via physics library. This is what I'm thinking I should do. Extract marching cube mesh, feed it to the physics as a triangle mesh. Yes, common, yes. This pro works with any shape, support by most physics and cons, low update if terrain changes, heavy geometry overhead, yes. But if you split it using octrees and also still, relatively, my planet is pretty small. I only got player and the planet collision. I think we're fine for the moment with this. Later on we'll do the octaries and that shit, so I think we will still be fine. Um, Local triangle test dynamic objects. For each physics step, find chunks near entity. Test entity collider against the nearby triangles. This is another one. Use acceleration structures, BVH, octaries to reduce work. This is heavy but can be optimized. Many hobby projects use this. That's another one that sounds pretty good. Distance field SDF voxel sample. This would work, but I'm a bit unsure with when we. For the moment, it would work, but I don't want to. I want to add more cliffs and overhang stuff also in the terrain generation, so then it would break down, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe. I think it would. Unless if you do some other math stuff, but I think then we're just, why not just do this at that point? Let's look into this one. What is this about? Marching primitive shape abstraction from design distance functions. So it's just the, okay. I think A or B would be a great approach. Thinking of using Yolt physics engine. Think A or B be the approach. I don't know about C. It's more like we get to caves, cliffs, etc. Yes, if you plan to use it, you're basically looking at A or B, not C. Let me clarify the distinction and approach A mesh collision via physics and what you do. Extract your marching cubes mesh triangles for each chunk and feed it directly into Jolt as a static triangle mesh or compound shape. Pros. Jolt handles everything. Collision, raycast, sweeps, contacts. Work perfectly for caves, cliffs, arbitrary geometry, exactly what you want. Cons. Updating mesh is expensive. If you modify terrain, i.e. digging or destructible, I won't really destroy the terrain, it's not part of it, but I think even if you did that and you just kept it in some kind of chunk system, I don't think it's, you can mitigate this by chunking, of course. Rebuild the modified chunk collision mesh, yeah. Bottom line, perfect for most static voxel planets with caves, cliff overhang, you get agree. Yeah, but if I don't even plan to reconstruct the thing, I think it's not that big of a deal, but still like, if the planet gets very complex with its terrain, we still would like to chunk it, otherwise we will do a very complex calculations and using octaries, but it's not a problem at the moment. Local triangle test. What you do, keep your own acceleration structure, octaries. I don't have that yet. I don't even have chunks. And for each dynamic object, query nearby triangles and manually resolve the collision. You do the partial updates more efficient if terrain changes often. Well, it doesn't, so can integrate custom logic easily. Ignore some triangles dynamic slope. Okay, once you're basically writing your own collision solver for each frame. You might not integrate directly. You have to feed velocities, constant, etc. yourself. More complex and error prone for cliffhanger. Okay, so it sounds like A is the approach. Not planning make it instructable plan. Simplest things. If you're static, using a mesh collision via Jolt is exactly the right approach. You don't need to worry about dynamic updates or destruction. Chunk terrain. Even if it's static, you don't put the whole planet into a single mesh. You split your marching cubes output into chunks, i.g. 32, 64 per chunk. Chunk generates its own triangle mesh. Each chunk becomes a static collider. This is starting to sound pretty sexy. Jolt handles large number of static colliders efficiently. Easier calling, memory management. You could do a level of detail, distant chunks if needed. Jolt supports triangle mesh shapes. Triangle mesh shape for static geometry for each chunk. Mesh vertices, array of 3D points from... Okay, I think we got pretty much all of this. Array of 3D points from, yeah? Array of triangles, indices, we got that. Chunk transform, position, orientation of the chunk. Yeah. for a spherical planet may include rotation offset. Okay, this we'll have to get into it, but we'll get to it. Important, you do not need to do any collision sampling yourself, just handles contact points, sweeps, raycast, etc. Handles sphere planet's curvature. Since the planet is spherical, each chunk should have its position relative to the planet's center. That's what I do. Physics objects' gravity should point towards the planet's center. Don't care if geometry is curved, triangles mesh works anywhere. Okay, cave support. Okay, so now your mesh already represents cave. Jolt triangle mesh will have concave geometry. Jolt supports concave static mesh automatically. Only gotcha avoids extreme thin triangles or degenerate geometry. They can cause jitter. And marching cubes generally usually handles this if you do proper level of detail decimation. We will get to that problem when we get to it. Optional LOD for physics only if needed. For very large planet, distant chunks can have simplified collision meshes. Joel will use them for raycast sweeps. Yeah, I think this is the way. Now, just have to get Joel. now to the actual part of getting Jolt. Is there the progress is under the MIT license? Okay, just need to check that real quick. There is a SIG binding. The problem is that it's 0.15. It might not be the best approach to. I would really like to use it, but I use the 0.16. When is the next stable version coming out? 0.16. SIG. It's called Roadmap. I think it's called Roadmap. Or like current progress. I remember seeing that page. It was like very close to releasing the next. What is this? Just a little. Okay. Damn it, I closed the wrong thing. SIG roadmap, SIG progress. No. Or is it just in the Git repo that you, or they moved it to Codeberg? Codesberg? Okay. Because this will be super convenient to use right now. But I'm also fine with using C libraries or C bindings. That's they do include it though. SIG build bindings and CPI. So you could access the actual C stuff from here. Multi-core friendly rigid body physics and collision detection library written in C++ suitable for games in VR application used in Horizon Forbidden West and Death Stranding 2. I think C bindings, I could even do a C++, but I think C++ is just, I prefer using C bindings because it's otherwise it just gets, they're a little bit nicer to work with. Let's see. I could also get this one, but I don't know if there's, I think they take it from somewhere over there probably. Jolt C last month. C wrapper for current work in progress binding contains functions that we need. Our game or the Rust binding we are okay. Medieval Sector is an action in engineering game set in space featuring all-in-one physics simulation, drag and drop engineering, and third-person combat. Did they also do like planet? They seem to have like some planet or terrain at least. I don't know. Because if they do, they might have all of the things that I also need, so that would be perfect to use this library in that case. Can I find some more information on it? No. There's something here. Because it would be really convenient then, right? I mean, it looks like... Don't know. It looks like a very procedurally generated terrain. I don't think anyone would create that manually by hand. Maybe. Like it's there's brush tools that you could use. Let's see. They don't talk about it at least. But it looks like it. But I think making assumptions is not the best approach right now, because then I could just take the nothing there. Okay, great. Okay, that loaded until tomorrow, so we're not reading that. Okay. Another thing I could look at is just the stars. 767. Okay, so this one has some more stars. Probably is the better pick. Maybe. What do they say? Interface. Well, I could just take one, and if it doesn't work, then well, too bad. Yeah. I have no idea how to use the C bindings. Do they have any documentation on this over here to how to use the functions, examples, anything like that? Source tests. There's samples actually. Low world. Let's see. What do they do? So let's see. Layers. Broad based main. Jolts init. Okay. Set trace implement. Okay. Job system. Create thread. Okay. Two layers. One for non-moving objects and one for moving objects. Okay. So there's a bit of setup, but that's nothing too crazy. It's actually running like a separate thread, this thing. Do I even have to worry about anything? Max bodies. Doesn't look too crazy like to... Okay. That's the... So... I use 0.16, which binding, okay, should I use the C++ lib or a binding? Let's see what it's, if it can find like some, since you basically have two options. Use the C++ library with sig, okay, now it's hallucinating, oh no. Or it depends. No. Use or write SIG binding wrapper. Use the C++ directly. How it works. SIG can call CABI via imports, but the problem is that if you use the C++ library, you will have to take account for that it might use the classes. And if it uses the classes, then I haven't done it. I just have seen or heard friends who have done it. You have to like figure out how to translate that to a structure, basically. And I don't know if I want to do that. You don't need every single feature immediate, so the fastest write a small C wrapper exposing features. There are C bindings already. It's probably doesn't know about them. I think. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna take the C bindings. I thought it might have some insight, but I don't. Now I think otherwise. And I'm gonna take this and we're gonna try it out. Look at the build that's on. Let's see. This thing could actually be removed right now. We don't need it anymore. Let's just get rid of this one before we add a new one, because that one is not needed anymore. Then I'm C, CS, Vulkan is needed, BMA is needed, SDB. SDB? That one could also maybe even go, actually. CGLTF, SDL. I wonder, do we even need SDB? Like, let's see, I need to get rid first of the GLTF here. GLTFW, my bad. Get rid of that, and we're gonna have a few errors, but that's okay. Anything else? There's some error somewhere. Okay, there. And save that. Okay. And I probably have an import somewhere. So let's see if I run. Okay, good. We have gotten rid of that. Then let's actually do a search grep on SDB. Do I use SDB anywhere except for in the build? I do import SDB over here, and I do for the image, I do use it for loading information. Okay, that makes sense. Wait, this is the old renderer. Oh, well then it doesn't matter. SDB. Here, this is, okay, here. Yes, I use it. Okay. Okay, I do use it. Okay. But then there's one thing we could actually do, and that is to get rid of the old renderer. This one is just a bye-bye. And I don't know how to delete it. Delete old renderer. Yes. Like so. Very good. And then we can go to the sun. And now we can add this thing. Just gonna try again. Paranoid that it might not run because I deleted a file that I don't need. Okay. Don't know if it matters what order you do these things, but we're gonna add a thing called, what should we call this thing? Just Jolt? I think Jolt is a good name. And let's see, or is it called Jolts? I don't think it's called Jolt, I think it's called Jolt. URL is equal to, and then we'll provide this. Yeah, Jolt C. Maybe I should call it Jolt C. Nah, I will call it Jolt. And we'll save it. And of course I should add that, otherwise it's a little bit hard to read. And now it will run, and it will not run, it will just give us the hash, I think. Yes. Try URL this thing. So we're gonna do that. Take it here, and then I think it should also go on with the hash now. Second time, I don't know, or I should provide the default hash. Dependent is missing hash field. Okay, wait, no, wait. What is the hash you could use? Is it just the ones that I got for all the other ones? I don't know. How do I ask for the hash? Damn it. I don't remember these things. Hash is equal to, I think I could just take any of these. CGLTF sounds like the most promising one. I don't know. If it's wrong, well then I will figure it out. If this works, then I'm very happy and we can continue. Okay, good. Now we just need to add it into our build. And I think I will just put it here, right after CGLTF. I think it's very similar to CGLTF in that sense that it's also C-level. Should I maybe call it C-Jolt? Just to keep it persistent with the naming. And then we can actually take it from here. We will put it right there with that. And I will rename it C-Jolt. Yeah. And we can actually just take this and rename it and change the path. Don't forget to change the path. C-Jolt. Actually, can I not just yeah, well, whatever. C-Jolt. So. And then we can go in here. Just go Jolly. Like so. And then this. Now, is this just taking the header of GLTF? Like, where do I take this thing from? Is it just Jolt C? Probably have to provide include slash maybe. Is it called? It's not called. It's called Jolt C also, by the way. That's okay. Include Jolt. I think that should be it. If it's not, then we'll try again from a different. It will tell us. Um, and now the question, the renderer should definitely not have anything to do with that. This is the main executable. I don't think that one should either touch it. It's just the systems that should be involved. What the hell, did I scroll that fast down? Wait, Planetary Sigma, renderer, their systems. The name dot name C jolt, and then we'll say module is equal to C jolt, like so. Let's see. We have errors. Ah, yeah, that's because I need to run it once. Okay, let's see. Cache. Wait, what was the problem with this? I remember because I have had it multiple times. I want to make a game, but I have no idea what I want to make. Make. Oh wow, look at that. You could make, I don't know. Make a tower defense game. They are pretty cool. Why? The cache check failed. It could be just the hash again. I think that was the problem last time, that I just had the wrong hash. What? Tower defense. Make a tower defense game, man. I'm telling you. You want something you could enjoy? Bro, then you need to make something you would like to enjoy. I mean, you know what you should make? I'm gonna tell you what you should make, alright? Wait. I enjoy astrophysics stuff, voxels, and survival, and automation, but the game with mix of these ideas will suck. Bro, that's... that's basically what I'm making. What do you mean it will suck? The scope is not too large, bro. It's not too large. But if you... Okay, wait. There is... Man, this is not to do with astrophysics or whatnot, but it's a really good game. You should make this. I would like to make this game. It's so good. It brings back my childhood. It's the best. The the second is pretty cool also, but it has so much extra stuff. It's just nostalgic for me to play the first version. It's great. It's awesome. I don't know what these other things are though. mm, where was I? The hash. The hash. Is it? Am I supposed to take this thing? I have no idea. I'm just gonna try it. What did I do wrong? Right. No. Okay. Great. I know there's a very simple. It's something to do with the hash. It's always something to do with the hash, and I can't figure out what it is. Always when I get this cache check fail, it's always something to do with the hash. And then I ask AI, and it's like, obviously you have this. This is supposed to be dishes, and I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? Hash check fail basically means file not found. Ah, could probably be that also. The header you're translating depends on other headers that translates. You can't find the hash of the included file. Okay, let's see. I don't know. I don't think. Are there any includes? Okay, there is include std bool, std int, and std define or def, whatever that stands for. But am I not providing the right path? I would say I'm providing the right path. It's inside the include, and then it's called joltc.h. Or should I take the jolt? Nah. I would say that's pretty accurate. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that, but that's kind of weird if it wasn't that. I'm feeling kind of confident that should be it. Maybe. Ah. No, still nothing. Ah, this is pain. Why is it not adding that damn library? I need my library. Best would be if I could just get that sig, but I cannot get that sig. Why are you doing CGLTF? Am I doing? Oh my god, thank you. I did not see it. I basically copied the thing above and then just renamed stuff, but I did not rename that one, obviously. Um. Hmm. I'm a bit unsure now about the paths though. Cache check failed. Could I get more information of what's actually like wrong? Translate system debug native install. Why does time fly so fast? There's also this thing which I think could maybe work. It's already a bit smaller, you can see, but I think they are still like pretty good also. It's the SIG version of the game, or of the thing. If the artifact can be built as shared library by specific shared build. If you SIG module uses CFIX itself, part of the shared library that's reloaded at runtime, then but before unloading the shared library call pre-unload. Oh no. Okay. I don't know. I'm still trying. It would be easiest to add this one to the thing, right? but I'm going with this one. I think still it has the most stars. I could also try to use the C++ one, but I think that's gonna be more pain than this. So I'm gonna do this. Why am I so tired? It's not even okay. It's kind of getting to bedtime, but still. Hmm. What the hell? Dependency, job dependency, and I think that should be it. Let's try this again. I have no idea. Let's see. It is the C or C binding. Oh my god, yes. This makes sense. You're using an existing C-shell binding, which is supposed to be pure C, but trend is still failing. That usually means one of the few things serial is. It often depends on system headers like SD. Yes, yes, this is true right now. Requires all include headers to be visible. If the path to the system header is not found, get cache check. Okay, make sure add include path covers both. User if needed for but shouldn't I be specifying that actually like down at the bottom? Wait, shouldn't that actually be done here? Hmm. Hmm. Is that actually the correct way to do it? That sounds a bit weird. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Let's see. Uh, mhm. So you can't just pass there. You need to wrap B path or option one B path or then okay. No, you need to add system include if Jaws actually depends on them. Yeah, it does depend on them. On them. Bleh. So B path and then the thing. B path and then just the thing. I don't know, there's some weird error going on. Oh shit. Is expected to be relative to the build route. Okay, yeah, no, I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be. I want it to be. No. Oh wait, but that doesn't matter because it's still giving the. Well, let's see. Da. Only need. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's starting to sound a little bit. I think now I might be doing something very wrong. Maybe that I'm not gonna do. This is starting to feel a bit strange. Oh my god. Okay. Well, now it should. Well, I don't know. Are they actually there? Where are the? Are they located actually in the user? Maybe they are. But I feel like shouldn't I actually explain those things like? Where is Harold when I need him? Hmm? Because shouldn't that be in I feeling this is weird. I do understand that they do need the includes for wrong place. No, this is the right place. It's in here. There. Standard library bool int and def. Ooh, whoa. But I do not understand how I provide it. And if that's even a problem, or am I providing these things wrong? Hmm. I swear to God, it's some simple thing that I'm just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Could I check maybe sig import C library? You know, sig uses C library easily. You can blah blah blah. Yeah, but not like that. Not like that. That's the old. Okay, great. I need it for the build system. Sig import C build system. Build. Another thing I could probably just look at, how do they do it in this thing? Could I? Because I think they have to take it in somehow. Damn, they do some C macro stuff. Hmm. Oh, they seem to really be able to know what they seem to know what they're doing. Ah, that's great. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Do it have anything to do with the O? Okay, so they use straight up the C++ library. I don't know, maybe. What do I link and use C library? I'm confused about how to use a C make from C. My understanding is that C can compile C code, but does not. I need to A, add all of mark source files, or B, tell C to build C mark with. To low level program, but really enjoyed learning C. I'd like to be able to use it full potential and with C libraries. Yet, this is 5 years ago, so might not be applicable. But let's see. Now I'm gonna learn SIG, guys.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, T-Chef? Do you know where Harold is? I'm trying to reach that guy.
Nah, I don't.
Damn.
I come on so like I'm so late today because today was my grandma's birthday.
Damn.
So yeah,
How old?
81.
Damn. And how old are you? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
16, but in the 6 days I will be 17.
Damn, you're getting old, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. How
But
is
on Monday my
how is your stuff going?
What do you mean my stuff?
Your sorry, I'm a bit I'm trying to get C to work with my life. I'm trying to get physics into my thing, and I'm trying to use a C++ library with a C binding. So yeah,
A physics library?
yeah.
Did Harold and Cheesecake show you their application?
Yeah, guess how much pain it was to get it to work because of I don't know, I have done something to my hyperland.
Well, how can it be a pain to get it to work?
Well,
I got it in
it was
2
first
seconds.
it didn't like at all show anything, and then we messed around with the code a little bit, and then we got it so that it popped out as a window, you know, like if I start, for example, on a Brave. So it was like this, you know. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then what I did was that I made everything like a floating window, right? So I did everything like this,
Mhm.
and then it was in the background full screen.
Oh no. But it works now?
Yeah, now it works. I can. There was we did a lot of changes to my Hyperland config.
But I think it's such a fire application. I really like the minimalistic style. Like, I mean, what else can you do? Like, you can't have a GUI stuff there, but it's so great. I think
Yeah, I agree.
it's so
Really
nice.
good. But yeah, I gave a bit of feedback.
Like,
I think you should exit
that's
on
not in the Razor
escape.
right now, right?
What?
I exit on escape. I guess.
Nah, yeah, and then also like instead of control for erasing, it would be right click.
Oh, there is an eraser. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
but right click for erase instead of control.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm actually doing those key bindings wrong all the time. I'm always exiting by accident, and then yeah. And then a few other things, but I think those are like the most painful ones that they are not working. Yeah, I'm trying to add jolt physics. But it's not jolting. I don't know what I should do because it's like I'm kind of stuck, and I'm kind of hoping that Harold would show up and be telling me that I'm a dumbass and then tell me how to actually do it. But he's not here to do it right now, so I'm like, okay.
But that's where you learn.
Bro, I'm trying my best there to. Oh wait, is this something I could maybe use? This is for the executor. I'm trying to find like something to do with the that's the root steal the main executable. I don't find standard library. No, I don't care about that. Languages. Nah, I don't care about that. Getting started. Let's get started. I haven't done a hello world. My first TIC program was my VR Vulkan thingy. Yeah. That's my hello world, you
But
know?
what type of C library is it? Is it header only? Is it?
It is. Yeah. It's a C binding from a C++ library. So wait, let me find it. Yeah, this one.
Oh damn.
So it's a header file, right? And then there are like these ones, the C, but it only imports the .h, and then there's the C++, but it also imports the .h. So I would assume that I just have to worry about the h, right?
Actually, I would say you need, like, it depends. Like, if you would need to compile the CPP also, and then to an object file, and then link it.
Yeah, I'm always a bit unsure. It feels like I'm not familiar with the build system, but I'm always like for example with the STDB.
Like system, I have no idea. So.
Yeah, because it's like usually you provide in C make or whatnot, make list. You always provide everything, but I feel like maybe it's because I'm just using header libraries right now. That's why I'm not really like having any major issues with other ones, right? Of course, I have like a little bit of extra, for example, with the STB here. I am not really understanding what this add include path b dependency STB args path. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? And then down below, I also have these ones where I have to do these things, but I don't know if like I have a very hard time like trying to figure out.
How long is that build script?
Oh, it's only 200 lines.
Damn.
And then there's 2 dynamic libraries and the main executable in it, so it's and it still has space-time in it also.
Not I should get rid of that.
Yeah, I think I would remove
Makes
50
everything
lines
so
of
much
code from
harder.
this with space-time if space-time went away. And then I also compile the shaders in the builds script, which is probably something I should not
Yeah.
do. But I do it better, so.
Nah, that's good. Isn't that good?
Well, I'm thinking
Yeah,
like
that's good.
I would wait, they should work with the hot reloading then. I think they should. Yeah. Automatically, kind of. Except for that they don't have a file check. But if I hot reload the render will automatically just load a newly compiled shaders. I think they should work with the hot reload. Wait, I need to try that. That would be hilarious if it does. Let's see, I will just comment that out for now, and we'll have a few issues. We will just as I always do, just comment them out. Comment out my issues that then they don't exist, right? That's how programming work. All right, good. And then if I run and build this thing, there's the beautiful planet, by the way. I'm thinking also how I should move things, because I should start taking usage of that ECS right now, but I don't know where to put the planet really. It's okay. Are we getting physics already also? Is it open source? I do have it as a public repo. I haven't really put a license on it yet. Probably should put a license on it because I'm actually thinking of making it to a commercial game. So yeah, maybe free. I don't know. But we'll see. You can find it on my GitHub repo as of now still. Don't mind anything. You can do whatever you want with it. But what did I want to do right now? As of now, you can do whatever you want. Like it's pretty shit still, so I don't care.
Yeah, what are you working on right now?
I'm trying to get the physics in. Wait, is it only for specific? It is supposed to be for a specific game. Yes, I'm kind of making the engine as a byproduct because of this game. But then I'm gonna be reusing the engine to make the next game, of course. But it's like the engine is not the primary thing here, because then I would spend more time right now on actually, well, making things look fancy. But I don't care about making them looking fancy. I care about making the game. So I'm like kind of like jumping to the next thing that I need for the game. And the next thing I need for the game is to make physics. I need to be able to be.
But, like, I know you just you use the physics library, but like, what kind of physics do you think you will do?
I'm gonna be jolt, and all I need right now is collision with the planet. So wait, if I go to the planet initialization, which is up here.
And this cube is the planet right now? Or?
Yeah, I have given the size of 3, so it's really small. But if I give it like 40, and we can generate it in the same position. Bam! It's very bright, but that's because of the light. But yeah, why is it so damn bright? It shouldn't be like that bright because of the light, but it is.
Bo made a sun.
Yeah, it's a sun now. But yeah, you can move the position also on it if you wanted to make it -10. Bam! It moved 10 units, barely noticeable. But yeah, that's how far I got. And right now, what I want is that first I'm gonna get collision so that you cannot move into it, right? Maybe with free camera you should be, but anyways. And then what I will do after that is to get like an actual like kind of player capsule or something, so you will be attracted towards the planet, and then you will have a camera that works like you know, you don't, because right now the rotation is kind of fucked with this. You have a free camera basically. We don't want that. Well, we do want that for debugging purposes. Yeah, just compile the engine to shared object via in Windows term. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'm making like, I'm not really, it's kind of weird because I'm not making like, I'm not trying to make a traditional engine at the same time. Like I'm not making an engine that will be able to provide, or like you can make any gaming. I'm kind of making with the game aspect first, and the game demands what it wants. I'm like trying to reverse the thinking somehow. I have a friend who told me about this concept, and I was like, that's so cool. And now I'm just trying to replicate what he told me, but I'm still like, I'm exploring mainly how I'm supposed to do this. What I wanted to see is if I go to, I'm already in the render, great. And then we'll go to the time variable, which is here. Here we have the light, so we could probably just take down the intensity on it. Or that's not the intensity. This is the intensity. 0.1. It's still pretty bright. I don't understand how it can reach such oh wait. Bruh. Changed in wrong parameters, of course. Oh shit. Now it shouldn't be too bright. Yeah. And if what if I do 0? Will it completely
How do
go?
you even generate the colors?
I do it on the generation, so based on the X and Y coordinates, I put blue or green, I think. That's how I do it. That's why you
White
can.
is then when both collide, or what is white? Or ever white everything everywhere else?
No, it's because of the actually the light that they get that. So
Oh,
here.
okay.
But yeah, let's see if I were to do what could I do something funny with light shaders or the fragment shader easily that could, or we could also do the vertex shader something funny and see if it auto
What
loads.
kind of light do you have right now?
Fuck do I know? I just followed the C++ tutorial and put it there. It's just it's directional light I
Or
have.
just normal light?
Yeah.
I see.
Remember I told you Citium, I'm going for a AAA or at least a AA graphics quality and I still underdeveloped since 2024. lol. Yeah, no, I'm going for low poly. I'm not going for a AAA. And yet I'm using Vulkan. That's pretty funny, you know. I'm using Vulkan, but I'm gonna do low poly.
Yeah, I'm doing Vulkan, 2D pixel retro style game.
I honestly would still do it like also with Vulkan if I were to do a 2D pixel game. Just because I think it's fun to use Vulkan. I don't think there's many people who would say that.
Like, I think it would be fun to do particle effects with compute shaders there,
Yeah.
but if it would be fun to render a sprite using 1000 lines of code, yeah.
I think it still would. And I'm thinking about the UI already. Like I'm so excited to do the UI using Vulkan. I'm like, oh hell yeah, let's go. So, but yeah, we're actually getting kind of close to that. It's this physics stuff, and then once that is there, I think it's kind of like the ECS needs to be a little bit tweaked. But I think it will come together with the physics, and then multiplayer, and then I think it's UI or enemies or something like that. You know, I think enemies maybe before UI. Yeah, we don't really need a UI before enemies. So yeah.
I hope this project will go very well because, like, just making a thing that's actually like crazy in Vulkan is like, I think we never done that. Like, I mean, Wallenstein was basically playable,
Yes.
but it was mainly focused on VR. Like the game was very simple, you know.
Yeah. It was.
So,
It was generally just the main point was just to figure out how a VR game is made. There was no like actual. The game wasn't the point there. The game was just like, well, I guess you have to make a game in order to figure these things out. So yeah. But VR wasn't actually too like. I think the painful part was just debugging. You had to put on the damn headset and play around in order. So it was just a pain. That was like the painful part. But I think it was like easier to make a VR game than it was to actually make a normal Vulkan application. Just because the OpenXR provides like the swap chain for you. You know, you don't have to worry about those things as much. It was really easy. Relatively easy. In that sense. of course it wasn't like optimized or nothing like that, but it worked. So
But I think the start was very hard.
yeah, but that's yeah, but it was still easier than a normal Vulkan application.
But Vulkan has very good documentation though, so
Yeah,
like basically with the OpenXR start we were like completely in the dark. It was
but yeah.
like at the beginning I didn't even thought we would get a triangle on the screen for the first week. Like we didn't. But like
I'm gonna try this. What if I just change it here? How do we
what do you
want?
want to do? Make it darker or
I'm gonna just create a random in color vector. So I'm gonna create a vec3 color. I'm gonna do color red, right? This, and then how do I? It's like this, right? I just say this, and then I say 1 0 0, and then I can just replace this with color red, and let's see if it gets hot reloaded. It will not get hot reloaded on this change, but it should be if I go to the renderer, and then I just do something that doesn't have any meaning. I just change this to a 1, and let's see. Ah, nothing happened. Damn it. Or does it? Because it should compile and run the new shaders. Maybe I'll have to run it twice because it got compiled, but it didn't like actually.
But then you would also need to recreate the pipeline. Are you doing that?
Yeah, it's getting recreated, the whole pipeline. Now let's see if I close and reopen the thing now. What will it? Oh. Well, obviously something is wrong there. So I should actually get those errors. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, yeah.
I think your vector initialization.
I wasn't running. I didn't have it. I didn't have it to build. I didn't have it to. Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm so damn stupid. I wish you to have a stable Vulkan engine in 2026. Wait, shader hot reload? We're trying. We're trying. I just did it incorrectly. So yeah. Let's
Yeah,
put
but
it.
by the way, also like for color red you need vec 3 and then the thing like vec
Oh
3
yeah.
up before the parentheses.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let's start it up again. Boom. And then go out. Bam. Get flashbanged real quick. And now if we go back here and then we do here and we say color red. What the fuck? Like so. And then I will do another one, build dash dash whoops. Sig build dash dash watch. So it will. Okay. And then I save this thing. And then I go to renderer and let's see if I change this one now to 0. Let's see. It should. Oh, it did. Yeah, of course
Wow.
it needs the renderer or the system to be hot reload. Like the shaders themselves are not registered for that, but when the render itself gets hot reloaded, it will reload the shaders and therefore also load the new shaders that got created. Yeah. It's Mars. This is Mars now. Right, I did it for all of this.
That's a nice tree.
That's a nice tree. I forgot about that.
That's
All
how
of
I imagine looking trees on Mars.
Yes, they better look like this, or I will be very disappointed. Holy shit, hot reload this early is the best thing to have. Yes, it is. It was the first thing that I wanted to implement in this project was hot reloading. Because it's so easy. And I wanna show you what's the actual benefit of this. This is the crazy part with hot reload. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind now. I don't know, maybe not. But I think this is whoops, where am I going? Sorry, wrong button. Anyways, look at this. If we load the thing over here now with this, right? We can do this, and then we can move out, and we can take a snapshot like that, and then we can do whatever we can inspect it, in the render docs, and we can do whatever you want to, you know, like a normal visualization of the stuff, right? There's nothing special about it, right? You can just see shit, right? And then we got it here, and then we could be like, you know what? I wondered how would it look like if the planet, let's see, where do we have it? There's the, I was like, what would happen if the planet was, you know, 10? And let's also go to the fragment here, and let's put it back to the normal because the red is a bit too much to look at. And save that, and then go back to the renderer. Actually, so I will take it from here. I will take it with me to here so you can also see it. So we're running still in render doc, right? And then we save it. Boom. There's the planet now. It's still in render doc. I haven't closed render doc, and I can just take a new snapshot, and then I can just load it in render doc still here and continue on debugging. This is really useful, for example, when I couldn't see the mesh being properly loaded because I had fucked up a very simple thing.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Welcome.
Here I am.
Yo, oh.
I had the near in the projection to be
The
zero,
Hälfte the Welt.
right? Look at that.
Was that issue the whole time, Lucas? Tell me.
No. This issue had, and this is freaking impossible to see. But if you have it where it's kind of still visible or something, you can like go to the point where you still see it, take a snapshot of it in here, hot reload it, and then open it back in here. And now you could go in here and visualize. You can still see here, like the stuff how they would look like in. Well, they obviously won't see anything right now.
Yeah, that
but
looks great.
you can see here how they should be looking like, and then you could evaluate here that okay, stuff weren't working, and then figure out why they weren't working. Like this was so useful to do when I had this issue. Well, running with hot reload is the most valuable thing I ever thought of. Yes, it's crazy. It's
Most
crazy.
overrated thing you've ever heard about? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But there's still more. I still have other ideas which I want to implement, which is gonna make this part even crazier. But we're still just get physics. But yeah, it's on a good path, you know, and it's really like dynamic and easy to like. I remember working on the VR project. It was a pain to not be able to see what you have done while working on it. You had to like close and start all the freaking time. It was awful. And then put the headset on. And same for the Minecraft clone that I have done. Well, Minecraft clone. Oh, and I think also Sig. Sig is a huge, because it's so fast to compile and run stuff. You know, C++
Bro, this
you
was
would.
C++. Oh, I would be cooked. ABI is so garbage. It would take like forever.
But yeah, so I think that's also another cool thing with Sig. Is just like it's so fast to do the hot reloading with it. With C++, you would still have to wait, but well, still wait to some extent either way, but not as much. What about Rust and also Odin? I haven't tried Odin,
Rust.
but
Rust.
I haven't used Rust that much either, to be honest. But what I've heard is that it's not good. Fear?
Fear. Yeah, camera fear.
Yes.
The fear of the camera.
Yeah.
How much does it
Harold.
fear Lucas?
Wait.
Yes.
Whatever. We can't check it out. Odin Lang. Okay. Links are not apparently permitted.
Yeah, nah, bro. Odin, it ain't it. It ain't it. Odin is literally only used by a ginger man and his team.
Ginger man. My old OpenGL physics engine takes around 1 minute every time you compile it. It used single thread. Oh man. I should probably still try Odin at some point. But I'm so hooked on Sig right now. Sig is like, it's amazing. I don't know.
Bro, I've been using Sig for like 8 months now. Never even thought about going away. It's the best language I've ever used. Not even debatable.
Hi, Odin! Hello, Toza. But the thing, Harold, help me! Help me!
Yes. Yes, a build I see.
Yeah.
Jolt, oh boy.
I want Jolt, but Jolt ain't jolting.
What is it saying?
Cash check failed.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what you are doing here. Jolt app. Jolt. You don't the second add include path for the user include you don't need to do because it's a default one, but alright.
Like I just.
No, the second one. No. The second add include.
Oh, it's a default one. Ah.
Yeah, you don't need to specify that.
Yeah, because I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm taking. This is a C++ one. There is a SIG one, but it's 0.15, so sad.
But I mean, it should still work.
Could it?
Yeah. You know the like render thing? I mean the paint thing that Chiswick made? Yeah. That was 0.15.
Yeah, but that.
And I compiled it with 0.16, so
So I could, in theory, then just use this one instead. Oh wait, not this one. Where is
Sure.
it? There, this one. I went.
yeah, I mean, as long as the build script doesn't do like old stuff. Now, okay, from what I can see from this readme here, they seem to know what they're doing. Well, sorta. Yeah, I mean, it should be fine. It should be fine.
Yeah, I use Hyperland. Yeah,
Piperland.
Hyperland. Okay. So then it's just, well, we can try. Why not? So I just changed the sun. And then I just changed. I can just change this to Yolt, I guess, or set physics. I just set physics. Physics. And just paste that in there. Do I need to provide it the hash, or will it like?
Well, I mean, if you did sig fetch, it should just.
I should do sig fetch. That's true. I always forget about it. Let's just gonna comment those out, and then I can just do. So just do that, and that, and why is it complaining here now? Okay, some character is unrecognized. That's weird. What? Why is it having issues right now? That's so weird. I think it's lying. Sig fetch git what? Plus that.
It got good. You do dash save also, Mr. Lucas.
Oh, I always forget the dash save.
Very good.
What is this? Has changed and buffer was changed in Vim as well. See help
Load
more.
file.
Oh. I don't know what it's complaining about. I think it's lying.
Oh, wait, it's made by Sig Game Dev? Oh, hell no. Well, it might work, we'll see.
What is the game dev?
It's the, like, project. Like, they have some good stuff, I guess, but, like, mostly it's just a bunch of deprecated crap.
Planetary Sigma. Will your game be called Planetary Ligma? It will be Sigma, yes. Which config dot file is it? It's very much looks like i3vwm Chungus. I think he just disabled any fancy features. That's why it's so similar. Lol. Or just some theme. Yeah. Yeah. I basically disabled everything. I just want it to be fast and simple. I didn't want any. I didn't want to be waiting when I switch from one tab to another.
Bro, make your own compositor at that point, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
I was like I used to use what's it called, Xorg X11, just
X11, yeah.
yeah.
XTG, some. No, sorry. Yeah, you were using. What was it called? Yeah, it's like kinda i3, but not i3. They like
Nah.
i3, but simpler.
Yeah, it was just I still have it. I could launch it right now. And I love the simplicity. I moved to Hyperland just because of the more. Am I? Doesn't it have like more features, like more modern, or?
Yeah, well, like the thing with X is like having multiple monitors is like a death sentence and like shit like that, you know. But like
Yeah.
Wayland with Hyperland is just it's more modern.
Yeah, so that's then I moved. I don't know why this one is still saying unrecognized character. It's fucking bullshit. Anyways, so how now I can just add this shit into my shit somehow? Let's just close all of the other stuff. I've been researching a little bit.
Yes.
Post one too many. Too many.
Just look into README. Yeah.
Wait. I'm on Hyperland right now too. Do I hate sometimes needing to set flags like QTQPA platform XCB or X11? Yeah, or some other stuff. Hyperland is more modern but somewhat heavy. Yeah, like forcing X11. Yeah. Render docs runs with X11, so it's kind of funny. Like you can see, I guess, the colors difference. Like if I run here, and then I go out, the planet looks like that. Can I also launch it here then? Let's see, where is the launch there? Or that you can actually see on the tree, but okay, the cube maybe, the planet doesn't look different, but I know the tree. Okay, what? I swear to God, they have been looking different.
Bro is schizo.
I'm not tripping, guys. I swear they have been looking very differently. I'm telling you guys, the colors have been different. What?
Schizo.
I'm not tripping, okay?
Hashtag schizo.
This is bullshit, okay?
By the way, did you fix the depth buffer?
Yeah, long time ago.
Ah, that's crazy. Oh.
Did you fix the swap chain?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
did you fix the, did you fix the rendering? Did you fix the stretching? Did you fix the stuff?
And not the pixelating stuff though.
Ah. Well, wait, are you running the window through Wayland or X?
This one is through Wayland, this one is through X.
Okay, it's just your shit.
It's broken both.
Yeah.
Why does it even happen? Why shouldn't you resize this? Like how?
I'm
I don't know,
doing.
broken
No.
stuff.
It's called skill, you know, guys don't understand.
Yeah. We wouldn't understand.
Here, this is what I do. I think it's something with this thing over here. When I do recreate swap chain, I have this scale width height, and I'm doing something weird here with this thing. I'm not really sure, but it's something along those lines where I have fucked it up. But I'm too lazy to fix it right now because it's not the main problem. The main problem is that I don't have physics. Well, colorblind scale. They are gaslighting you. I think it's because you downscale, but you don't scale upscale. Resolution once you make a window bigger, you need to change the size of color buffers, depth buffers, swap chain when resizing. Yeah, it's somewhere along those lines, but I probably it's like just a simple line switch thing is like super easy to fix, but I want to focus on physics. It's like you don't update the render resolution every time window scales is changed. Yeah, but it's a small problem for now. He only updates color images. Damn. So this thing, I do execute blah blah blah. This thing. Use double precision false, enable blah blah. All I do is this. I just do that and we are happy. I think that's it. We just need this. Then we're happy. Let's add it, boys. Let's get happy.
Happy.
So just gonna do that, and I'm gonna take this from here and say that, and then we're gonna go down to the exe, which is here, And I'm gonna add it right here. And there is a error somewhere here. Unused local constant. Well, that's a lie. It is used right now. Or is it? No, it's used. Okay, so let's see if it builds. Wait. Seems like you don't. Okay, nice, it built. Solution every time the Windows skill. He only updates the color, so basically his 500 x5 image gets lower and slower with each recess. Anyways, have a nice time, y'all. All right, see ya, Null the Pointer. Next time, whenever we
Yeah.
see you.
See ya.
I'm also about to hit that bed, but maybe I should just hit that bed because this now we're actually getting into having to try these things, and I'm not gonna. Nah, I'm gonna sleep. I think we will end it. Thank you for joining, everybody. I will see you tomorrow where we actually get physics working or whatnot, and for some collision. All right, Harold, you wanna hit it?
Yes.
Bye bye.